What's up, guys? HockeyTikTockey's back with an all-new video. In today's episode of the podcast, I'm going to be talking about just a really quick little update about the drama surrounding the Calgary Flames and one of their young, up-and-coming forwards, Matt Coronato, and the drama surrounding a tweet or an X that went out by his agent. This all unfolded over the last couple of days, guys. There was a tweet that was put out, or I guess you call it an X now, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But there was like a statement that was made by the player agent of star forward Matt Coronato. And I say star forward for the Flames. I use that term star. What do I mean by a star? Well, he's not an NHL star yet, but he's a star for the organization, for the Calgary Flames, Matt Coronato, because he has an incredible shot, the type of shot that, I think the Flames as a team are really kind of lacking in terms of an up-and-comer, somebody who, we can look and imagine 5 or 6 or 7 years from now, a player on the roster that has been able to score at, an immense rate. Somebody like Matt Coronato could be that guy. We don't know yet, though, because he's so young. So let's rewind, let's go back about all the drama. So what happened was the player agent for Matt Coronato made a tweet. You guys can look up the tweet. I'm just going to paraphrase it. I'm not going to say exactly what he said, but he basically was criticizing the fact that Matt Coronato is being sent down to the minors to play for the AHL club once again since Yegor Sharangovich is returning from injury. So that happened before last game versus Winnipeg Jets the other night on Saturday. Sharangovich returned to the lineup, and that meant that the roster for the Calgary Flames was now too full, so somebody had to get sent down to the minors. It could have been Adam Klapka. He has waiver exemption, so he could be sent down without having to clear waivers. It could have been Sam Honzik, who is also currently injured for the team anyways, wasn't playing that night, regardless whether Sharangovich came back or not. Or it could have been Justin Kirkland because he was just called up recently when Kevin Rooney got injured, and so he was still waiver exempt from his original call up. So it could have been any one of those guys and or Matt Coronato. So the team decided, out of all those players, those were the ones that would be most likely to be sent down. The team decided to send down Matt Coronato, and I guess that rubbed player agent for Matt Coronato the wrong way, because I guess his argument would be that Matt deserves to stay up with the Flames, playing with the big club, and he put a bunch of stats up with the tweet as well. Like I said, I'm not gonna say the exact tweet. I'm not gonna go over exactly what he said. You guys can look that up yourself. It's on X or whatever. Actually, I think he recently deleted it, to be honest. At the time of this recording, I've heard that the tweet itself actually got deleted. But basically, it was just saying he has one of the best 5-on-5 expected goals for. When Matt Coronato is on the ice, the Calgary Flames usually had more chances to score than chances to get scored on. So his metrics when it comes to his more advanced stats were always kind of doing a lot better than a lot of the other players. So what that would mean is that Coronato deserved to keep a spot on the roster. He deserved to have a chance to stay up with the big club. So that tweet went out, and generally when a player agent voices frustration with the team, it means that there's something internally might be going on, wrong with the players and the management, because We've seen this type of scenario play out before in Calgary. And it was just last season where it might have been no, it was just last season. It was one guy, Nikita Zadorov. Nikita Zadorov had his player agent tweet out a post about his utilization with the Flames after a really big loss in Toronto. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but Nikita played, I think, the least amount of ice time. He had the least amount of minutes on ice for the defense that night. And the night after, his player agent tweeted, "Hey, what's going on with Nikita's play? He's the best defenseman on the ice, and he got the least amount of minutes. Doesn't make any sense." And I'm paraphrasing that as well, but after that tweet, immediately after the tweet, Conroy went ahead and traded away Nikita Zadorov. Now, he did well in that trade, in my opinion. However, it seemed like the move was rushed because of the interference by the agent tweeting these things out, making these posts about his player publicly, basically voicing frustration to the fans and the media without actually going through the proper channel. So this happened just last season. We saw the repercussions of that event of the Nikita Zadorov incident, and a similar scenario happened a couple of years ago as well with Huberdeau. So when Jonathan Huberdeau first joined the Calgary Flames, as you guys may or may not recall, he was coming off a really great season in Florida where he scored 115 points and was basically second in the entire league for scoring that year. And then he was involved in the trade with Matthew Tkachuk, came over to the Flames, and it was expected to produce in terms of points as a top scorer for the team, for the Flames. And then about halfway through the season, it was very obvious that he wasn't at the same level that he was back in Florida, at least on paper. When you look at the counting stats, goals and assists, he had not had the same impact for the Calgary Flames that he did for Florida. And the coach at the time, Daryl Sutter, had used Huberdeau on his off wing. So Huberdeau had normally played left wing for his career up until that point, and then coming to the Calgary Flames, he was playing right wing. His player agent then decided to make a tweet about Huberdeau's play and his utilization with the team and how frustrated that he seemed to be that Daryl Sutter at the time, who was the coach at the time, had been using Huberdeau on his off wing. Now, at the time, Huberdeau's contract was locked in, $10 million. It still is. He's not going to be able to get traded out of the city, out of town here. But it was very controversial, and it seemed to sort of disrupt the chemistry that had been in the locker room for the team. So it was kind of another mark on that season to kind of show the disgruntledness between players and management, coaching staff, and everybody involved. And unfortunately, it happened again last year with Nikita Zadorov, and now it's happening again this season with Matt Coronato. Now, the tweets have been deleted, and hopefully this means that this controversy can dissipate and go the wayside, because as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Matt Coronato is a really bright prospect. And I'll call him a prospect. I've called him a star earlier for the Flames. I think he's a star, but I think he's a prospect star as well. I think he's somebody who has a huge ceiling, a huge amount of potential to become a true star in this league. And I would love to see Matt Coronato develop into the type of player that can be, a great, valuable member of the Calgary Flames for years to come. But with his player agent doing this, I hope that this whole story can kind of just get brushed under the rug now that the tweet's been deleted. So let me know what you guys think about this whole controversy, and leave a comment to give your thoughts. Thanks for watching.